Well, hi again. Welcome to my latest video. Well, this one has been a long time in coming, and I apologize for that. I mentioned it in previous videos how I'm going to be doing my own custom water cooling build, which will be my new Creator PC based upon the Asus Z790 Pro motherboard and all of the different features that comes with that you can see in a previous video I released. So I'm not going to go over that again. But what I wanted to cover in this video is everything that I got to do the custom water cooling loop. I started off by getting this kit from Corsair. It has supposedly all the parts you need to do your own custom water cooling. That'll include both the CPU and the GPU, except it doesn't include a GPU block because they didn't want to pick one in particular for the kit. I'm not going to be including the GPU on this one because, as you may recall, when I went over the parts that'll go into that build, I have the NVIDIA Founders Edition 4090 GPU, and I really like that case, so I want to at least have that in there for the first round of that PC, and we'll see what happens in the future if I decide to redo the loop a little bit and include that by buying a block for that particular GPU, but we'll have to see. So I started with this kit, and this kit is available on the Asus website and on Amazon. It's the XH305i RGB Pro kit, and they now just recently released a new one which has a slightly different RGB set of fans and also the pump and anything else that's RGB in the kit. They used a new link technology for their RGB, the Corsair links. I'm obviously not going to go and buy a new kit or try to exchange this at this point. It's well beyond the exchange rate anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do the build on this. I don't need to have the link fans. I did look at them, and you know, it doesn't buy me much other than saving me a little bit of wire wrapping and wire management that I'll have to do. So I think this will be fine. It has everything else basically the same though. So let me go through it. And once I go through what's in this kit, I'm going to go through the additional things, which are numerous. Tools included, that even though this does come with some tools, I wanted to get better ones. And some other accessories that this kit does not include to do the loop the way I want to do it. Let me open this up and we'll take a look. If you look at the back, you'll see it has a lot of different components. Even this kit itself has changed over time from what I understand. They've changed the hub that controls the fans and the RGB. They've changed some of the other accessories that have gone along with it, some of the fittings. But this was the latest one they made. This is the exact one that's being sold right now by Corsair. Okay, let's get this open. Oh, some cardboards. Let's see. Let me pull this part out first since it's sort of jumping out at me. It's really well packed, so it's kind of hard to get this out. Once I get this out, I probably will never get it back in again, so it's a good thing I'm videoing it because maybe that'll help me if I decide to try to do that. But I plan on leaving it out because I want to move right into the build within the next couple of weeks. But the first thing I see here is the actual pump, the RGB pump that they include in the kit. Let me take that out. And that is the Corsair XD5 RGB pump. It's RGB, as I just said, and it's one of their more popular ones. They obviously redid it with the newer kit because it's a different type of RGB with the link technology, but it functions the same. So that's what's included. I'm not going to bother opening up the individual packages right now. Then let's see, it looks like, oh, they give us some tubing. And let me pop open the end of this because I think what they do is they give you a set of just 3 1-meter lengths, but they cut it in half, so they're like 18 inches apart. And that's really, to be honest with you, this is the part of the kit that's going to probably be the one that I'm going to have to extend. And I did. I went ahead and already bought a package of meter long. I believe there's 6 of them in here. The same tubing, 14 millimeter. That'll allow me to make mistakes as I'm trying to do it, because I have not done a PC water cooling thing up to this point. I used to work on cars a lot, and I obviously did a lot of work with the cooling systems on those, and pretty extensive work at times, like changing the radiator and a lot of the hoses and the thermostat and a lot of things. But this is the first time I'm doing it for a PC. So, like I said, there's a total of 6 in here. Each one is about 18 inches long. So altogether it's 3 1-meter lengths of the tubing. As I believe, this is there's different types of tubing for water cooling, and this particular one, I believe, is the most popular. It's, as I get into it, I'll try to define what it is. Maybe I'll pop it up on the screen here exactly what type of tubing it is, but it's clear tubing. It's not glazed or anything like that. So that's what I wanted, because I'm going to be running clear fluid in there. I don't plan on coloring it, and the RGB should light it up well enough. Now what do we got here? Whoa, just dropped something. Oh, here's the water bottle. Looks like here they got all the fittings inside of a plastic bag. Let me see what it came with. I'm pretty sure that's the fittings, but let me open it up and take a look. Yeah, those are the different fittings that they came with in the kit. So, for example, here's one fitting, a straight-through fitting. Okay, so they got them well wrapped, that's for sure, in this kit, so they shouldn't be damaged. Let me put it all back in here right now. I think they give a total of 6 straight-through fittings, and I think they give a couple of curved ones as well. A lot of cardboard fillings in here to make up this packing situation. Okay, what do I got here? Oh, this is the tool kit. So it comes with a saw. It comes with a bending device for forming either 90 or 180 degree bends in your tubing, or it looks like they might have an oddball couple of shapes in it too. It's also got the deburring tool, both ends of it, the inside and the outside, and it's got a little vise, I believe, to actually saw the tubing with to make the proper cuts. This is all in here right now in this kit. What do I got here? Oh, here is the block. It's the XC7 RGB Pro block. RGB, and that should look pretty cool. It's a black version. This whole kit, by the way, is the black version. They do also have it in a white version, but my case is black, so that's my theme for this particular build. What else I have? Oh, here's the clear fluid that it came with. I'll go ahead and open this up. Shouldn't be a problem. And this is supposed to be enough to fill a pretty large custom water cooling loop that includes both the CPU and the GPU, so I don't think I'll be using the whole thing. It's the XL8 clear fluid. Put that aside. What do we have? Oh, here's a key thing. The radiator. This is the XR5 360 radiator. Supposed to be completely copper, which is what I'm hoping for. The whole system is copper inside, and we won't get any sort of deterioration of the material due to the galvanic issue that occurs when you have different mixed metals connected by fluid. So that's the radiator. And then what is this? Oh, this is the actual controller. This is the iCUE Commander Core XT. That'll control the fans and also control the RGB all in one location. It also has a couple of connections for putting temperature sensors. I happen to have some of those, so I'll probably deploy some of them and then try to control them through the software, the iCUE software that will control this. Now, I think all the fittings were in that other package, both the straight through and the 90 degree. And here we have fans. They give us three fans to go on the radiator. Yep. And that's the whole kit. I'll take them out of these little bags for now. Just get in the way. So anyway, that's the starter kit from Corsair. And what I'll open now is the additional things that I purchased. Let me get this stuff sort of out of the way. I already showed you this, the tubes. I opened it up and let me see, just to double check how many of these I got. Yeah, there's 4 of them in here, right? Is it 4 or just 3? No, it's just 3. So we got 3 1-meter long tubes of the same size and of the same material. I ordered these from Amazon. You'll see the link down below. Along it links to all of this stuff, actually. That way if I have to make a long run, I will have these longer tubes to do it with. But I'll try to save them for only where they're needed, or if I make a mistake on one of them. So that was an add-on. That didn't come with the kit. I had to buy that separately. It cost $25 for those 3 tubes. So it's just something to keep in mind. What did I do here? Well, packing material. What I decided to do is I want to have a drain plug. And I want to have a fill area as well at the top in order to get it out. So what I did is I bought some soft tubing and the proper fitting for the soft tubing. So that should work in terms of having a nice drain situation down at the bottom of the thing. I also have somewhere in here, yeah, the actual valve, I believe. Yep, I bought the Corsair's valve for doing switching, and that's going to be at the drain tube. Usually straight across means it's going to allow the flow to go that way. And when you see the crossover like that, then that'll mean that it will not pass through. So I bought that, not cheap. You'll see the link down below. Okay. That aside for now, over here. I bought another set of 3 fans to use in the case. The same type, the QL120 that came in the kit. They also have a small little controller just for the RGB, and that comes with this kit as well. And then I bought 2 separate fans because I want a lot of case fans. Again, 2 more of the same ones. So if you think about it, there'll be 3 fans that'll be on the radiator, and then a total of 5 fans in the case. That's good because that motherboard does happen to support all of that if I planned on putting some of these directly to the motherboard. But I haven't decided how I'll wire it yet. But I have that option if I want to do so. Then what I have here is some additional cabling that I needed to get in order to support putting additional USB 2 connectors. So this will go on to both it draws, let me take it open and you'll see what I mean. Nice little device. I do plan on using this because I think I'm going to need more than the motherboard supports in terms of the USB 2 connectors in order to control all this stuff. So this little board, which has double-sided padded tape on one side, it will give you an additional 4 USB 2 headers. Each one will support 2 USB 2 devices. It then connects to one of the headers on the motherboard, right? And it also connects to the power supply. Okay? So I wanted to have that so that I don't run short of the headers for USB 2 to control all these devices, right? Whether or not I'll need it for, this many connectors on it, I doubt it. But I wanted to get something that gave me expandability. Let's say if I added some other device that required a USB 2 header to control it with software. So I have that. I bought myself a better cutter. This is a tubing pipe cutter that will allow me to more easily make nice clean cuts on the tubing. Okay. The one that's with the saw, I've used something similar to that on pipes, and it's not fun. So I can't imagine it being too nice all the time using it on plastic tubing either. So this is a safety feature for me to make sure I don't break more tubing than I have to. Let's see. This is not from Corsair. And what I bought here was a T. This is a T for the tubing that I'll put at the top, right next to the radiator. That way I can have a fill port at the very top of the case. And I won't have to necessarily depend upon the pump pushing it all the way up, since the radiator is going to be at the top of the case. By doing it at the top, I'll actually get a better fill. And more importantly, when it comes time to drain it, all I have to do is open this up. Let the air go in that way, and then it'll drain out more completely without having to do too much wiggling and jiggling and shaking. That's what my objective was to make sure that I had that capability. So that's a T. It comes with a fitting, I believe, yeah. Now it comes with a closed caps. So that's that. What do I have here? Oh, these are just some more fittings and caps so that I can cap off some of the ports. This particular one is a set of fittings for the soft tubing, because I'm going to have soft tubing at the top as well to help fill it at the top so I get gravity on my side. So I just bought a few extra of these, and it should do me well. Then I wanted to show this. You're going to need this if you did it yourself, and that is a heat gun. And this heat gun is a nice one because, let me show you, it comes with different nozzles, first of all, a package of different nozzles to it. I'm not going to use anything like that, but it's got like 3 different size nozzles to it. Another couple in here, different sizes for different purposes. So I can use this for more than just my water cooling build, but we'll see. And then the heater itself is interesting because it has the capability, let me close this up and you'll see what I mean, of actually sitting right on the table like that by itself. So you can use that to heat up the tubing as you bend it, and you'll be seeing me using that. And it has a couple of different power settings for how hot you want that to get. Chances are I won't need to add any nozzles to it. This should be good enough. But we'll see how it goes. It has in the back the levels. There's a little dial over here you can turn right at the top to change the heat level. Okay, so that's the tubing heater. And then well, before I do that, I got one more thing. I bought, and I've had my second thoughts about this. We'll see how it fits in. But I went ahead and bought myself a little device that goes in line with, the tubing. And it has its own power. And what it'll do for me, hopefully, first time I'm opening this up, sorry about that. It's really in there tight. They got some really thick foam cushioning on it. But what this will do, now Molex, don't like it, but that's what we got. But it goes in line, so you got tubing going in one end and tubing going out the other end. And then this little black screen will light up and tell you the flow level and the temperature of the coolant. So I'll probably put that near the bottom of the loop. We'll see how it goes. I have my concerns about it because there was a couple of bad reviews about it, but we'll have to see how it goes. Hopefully it works out well, and I can use that as not just something to help me monitor, but as a showpiece too for my build. You'll be able to see a little display there. Okay, so that's that. And then finally what I did, and this is something I learned from working on my car's cooling system, I have an air pressure tester. Got myself this. Didn't cost that much really when you think about it. You'll see the link down below. But it allows you to connect it up to a regular 1/4-inch fitting, and then it comes with a pump, just like you're blowing up the tire of a bicycle. Haven't done that in a while. And it has a dial here that'll tell you what the air pressure is in this tube. And that way you set it to a particular pressure, and then they give you a couple of scales on it because this is meant for a cooling system, a computer cooling system, and then you let it sit there for a while and see if it leaks. If the air leaks, the water definitely will leak. So that's what this is for, is to look for a leak before you put fluid into the system. I think it's going to be a nice little add-on. It gives me that extra level of safety and comfort that I've done it right. If there's a leak, then I'll have to detect it. And by the way you detect the leak on something like that is like with I don't know if anybody's ever worked with air pressure before, air tanks and compressed air, but you take some a little brush and you put very soapy water on it, a high concentration of the liquid soap and a low concentration of the water, and you brush it right at the connections, wherever they are, and you'll see where the leak is because bubbles will start coming out of there. Okay? But you'll see that when I actually do it as well. So I think that takes care of everything that I got. And In the next video, you're going to see me do something interesting. I want to make sure, since I read an article and a lot of the radiators have particulate matter in them that could mess up things like the cooling block on the CPU. It reduces the lifespan, it reduces the flow capability, and thereby the cooling capability. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a technique I learned initially from a young woman online that did the same thing. I will be borrowing her ideas and giving her full credit. I'll do it a little bit differently though, as you'll see, and I'll put a link to her video in that video so that you can take a look at how she does it. Anyway, I think that covers everything I wanted to cover in this video, and thanks for watching.